Hi everybody, this is week 13 and I just wanted to give you a few tips. So we're still working on our LinkedIn profile and you're reading through the lesson document here about how to do a LinkedIn profile and do it well. And you'll see that we can look in the module 3 of the Career Success Guide, and it will talk about creating a LinkedIn profile. As well, there are some tutorials here from LinkedIn and a checklist of whether or not you have a good profile. Now, for purposes of this course, you're going to be completing the LinkedIn profile quiz over the next week before the end of the semester, and you will need to have something filled in on your profile before you complete the quiz, because the quiz will be marking part of your profile. And in this course, it is your headline and your summary and your photo of that profile. Later, you can fill in your education and your experience, or you can do it now, whatever you prefer. But you do want to fill in your profile in order to get a job. And in order to look professional and network with other professionals. So for example, there's a few links here, LinkedIn profile summaries that we love from the talent blog, optimize your LinkedIn profile headline. So I've opened up these 3 links that are in about the middle of the learning lesson. And if we go here, 10 LinkedIn profiles that we love, and we scroll down, we can see, for example, Bruce's profile. And when we think about a headline, this is Bruce's headline here: Senior Recruiter at Shippo. I spark joy in recruiting and enable candidates to be successful. Now, if we flip over to my LinkedIn profile, my headline is just Professor at Centennial College. Now, if I go into the edit icon here, the little pencil, that's the edit icon, you'll see that when I edit this sort of introductory part, the actual headline, Professor at Centennial College, is in the box here called headline. So you're going to be putting in an appropriate headline for your LinkedIn profile. You're going to be putting an appropriate picture in your LinkedIn profile. Now, LinkedIn profiles, business people put a headshot, it's called, which is just a picture of your face, okay, your head. You don't want to have low shirts showing cleavage. You don't want to have, t-shirts on. You don't want to have baseball caps on. You don't want to be holding a drink in your hand. You don't want to be, doing anything that looks non-professional. So you want to be, having your hair neat and tidy and your face clean and stuff like that. So you're going to put you're going to put a headshot in here, right? So, and you can take that yourself or get a professional to take it. Some people get them done at Walmart, but you just want to get that in here with your name and your headline. The background photo here, make sure that it's appropriate as well for business, depending on the type of business you want to work in, right? So I've just put a keyboard there because office and technology, so something like that. And you can look at these examples here of what's done well. So we can see the headline for Bruce, and we can see the summary for Bruce, and we can see the rating that this talent blog gave them. It says opens with a strong description of his job in his own words. Now the next person here, Katrina, she has a headline that says lead software developer at Insurance Technologies Inc. And the thing that caught my eye on this one is right in her summary she has, I caught fire coding. That's a really powerful short sentence there. I caught fire coding. And then she goes on to talk about programming and coding and the different codes. So a summary can be a bullet points. It can be a few short paragraphs. And, what did they say about Katrina? They said hooks her readers with a short, provocative sentence. And that's the very first sentence. It's really something great to say there. It caught my eye. So the other links that we have here, this is examples of good headlines, right? Keyword style. So you can have it looking like this if you want. And you see what fits you and you pick certain keywords. And then the bottom of this article is 8 steps to optimize your headline. So you want to make sure that you're putting in the right things. Otherwise, you may lose marks on the quiz when I grade this and I notice that you haven't read any of this information. good LinkedIn profiles versus bad LinkedIn profiles, right? So they're going to give you some more tips in there. But really looking at these 10 profiles and seeing why they're good, and looking at the tip sheet for examples of good headlines should be enough to get you started in this LinkedIn. So you'll have a LinkedIn account, you'll have a headline, and then you're going to go down to this About section. And when I edit the About section, look what pops up, the summary. So now I'm putting in the summary. My summary happens to be a few bullet points, but yours can be whatever you want it to be within the guidelines of what we're teaching you here. So you do want to read about what makes a good summary and fill it in accordingly. For the purposes of this course, I'm only marking these sections: the photo, the headline, the summary. But certainly you do want to fill out the education and experience sections, because otherwise you won't be able to get a job. You'll want to have this filled out if employers are looking at the LinkedIn at what jobs you've done and what education you have, licenses, certifications, if you have Microsoft certification, volunteer experience, right? And then people will start giving you endorsements or recommendations. But for purposes of our course, really it's the headline, the summary, the photos, as well as connections. I'm asking that everybody has at least 2 connections, right? And once you're on here for a while, making networking connections with your colleagues at school or with your teachers, business people. This is not the same kind of platform as Facebook. It's not as casual, and it's not made for just sharing photos. It's made for connecting with other professionals and possibly getting jobs, sharing information about business, really. So take a look again at the lesson and the career guide and follow these links so that your learning is done, and then feel free to take the quiz in our course area. You'll go to quizzes and you'll see the LinkedIn quiz is available now, and it's available up until December 11, which is the due date, and then that will be when I will finish marking them. You will need to provide me on the quiz your URL, the URL on how I reach your LinkedIn profile. So when I'm in the LinkedIn area and I go to view profile, what happens is up in the URL, this will be your URL. And LinkedIn will provide you with a default URL, but you can customize the URL to put your own name in there usually, and that's a good idea to do that because it's much easier for people to remember you. Although with, the number of people that use LinkedIn, you might not be able to get your name, but you can, what most people do is they might put their name such as Carrie Shields 9 or Carrie Shields 111, or just add a number to the end, and then it makes it unique. You can try different variations: first initial, last name, first name, last initial, first name, last name, or first name, middle name, or do just middle name, last name. So there's lots of combinations that you can probably get a unique URL for your LinkedIn. So when I give this to somebody, right? When I want to share my URL with somebody, it's linkedin.com/in/Carrie Shields. So that's what you're going to provide me on the quiz, because at some point in the quiz, I ask you to provide me the URL so that I can go out and see your top section of your LinkedIn profile. I will not be marking the full LinkedIn profile, but we do have a careers office that can help you with that later on if you like. But again, do fill out the whole profile, and then it's based on your resume, so you're using the same techniques we taught you on the resume about keywords and how to write things in your experience in your education section, and that should help you market yourself for a job offer. There's lots of different companies in here you can follow. LinkedIn is quite elaborate. There's lots of things you can do in here, but for now, let's get started with it. It's semester 3 for most of you. Let's get started with creating a profile, and I will be marking the top section for the purposes of this course. Okay, thanks everyone.